Imagine a system that generates constant profit without producing any tangible product. It requires no factories, no mines, and no physical labor. It is so invisible that most people don't even realize they are buying it every single day. This system is called debt. Although debt is presented as a simple and innocent financial tool, it has been designed to be one of the most profitable and powerful mechanisms in human history. It has financed wars, kept empires standing, weakened states, and quietly transferred the savings of ordinary people upward. Most people do not know where debt came from, who shaped it, or why it sits at the center of the modern world. Because the story of debt is not only about economics, it is about who controls money and who holds power. Debt, in its simplest form, is a promise. You take today and agree to pay tomorrow. But hidden inside that promise is a powerful mechanism, interest. Interest is the most effective way to turn the future into money today. Ancient societies understood how dangerous this power could be. In Mesopotamia, debts were recorded, but they were also erased at certain intervals. Rulers knew this truth. When too many people are crushed under debt, society breaks down and order collapses. The same understanding appeared in sacred texts. Uncontrolled debt growth was seen as a chain that silently destroys freedom. Yet over time, this danger was not removed. Instead, it was mastered. In the Middle Ages, interest was banned, but these bans often remained only on paper. Bankers found ways to disguise debt under different names. By the Renaissance, debt had become the key to power. Families like the Medici financed kings and popes, gaining not only wealth but political influence. Debt replaced land and credit replaced armies. The real turning point came when state debt became permanent. The Netherlands, followed by England, learned how to finance the present by selling the future. Central banks were established, debt stopped being temporary, and became the foundation of the system. States learned to live on debt, and bankers became indispensable. Wars were no longer fought with treasuries, but with debts placed on future generations. Over time, debt became not only the fate of states, but of ordinary people as well. In the industrial age, factories were built with credit. Workers were employed by debt-financed companies, and soon they began borrowing themselves. Homes, cars, education, and daily needs were normalized through credit. Debt stopped being an exception and became an ordinary way of life. In the modern era, the true power of debt became even clearer. Debt does not generate profit only once. It generates profit continuously. Every interest payment is a silent transfer of wealth flowing from the bottom upward. Long-term loans hide the real cost. What begins as a promise slowly turns into an addiction that is hard to escape. That is why debt is the most successful business model in history. It requires no physical production. It sells time and mortgages the future. Today the world is more indebted than ever, and this condition is presented as growth. Yet in most cases it is simply the future pulled into the present. Those who understand debt hold power. The rest pay the price. One of the most striking aspects of the debt system is that people often associate it with freedom. Advertising presents debt not as a limitation, but as an opportunity. The idea of buy now, pay later assumes the future will be more secure than today. History has shown this is not always true. When incomes fail to rise or crises appear, debt stops being a convenience and becomes a burden. At this point, the real power of debt reveals itself. Debt is not only an economic tool, it also shapes behavior. Indebted individuals avoid risk, hesitate to object, and adapt instead of questioning the system. Indebted states act according to creditor expectations. In this way, debt becomes an invisible yet highly effective mechanism of control. One reason debt is so widespread today is its complexity. Most people do not fully understand the contracts they sign. Interest rates, maturities, and conditions make debt appear technical and distant. This complexity discourages questioning. Over time, debt becomes normalized and even unavoidable. Yet for most of human history, debt was exceptional. Today, education, housing, and even basic needs are often impossible without borrowing. This shows that debt has shifted from personal choice to structural necessity. Understanding debt, therefore, is not only a financial issue, but a matter of social awareness.